Good day, Reed here, back at Orchestra Farm. Thanks for joining me today. And, I'm thinking this morning a little bit about conflict. And, I chat with a bunch of different people in my life, to which I'm grateful for. And I've noticed some of us using different words. So, for instance, the word fight will come up. And people say, oh, I had a fight with my partner. And I'm like, oh, geez, were you guys punching each other or kicking or whatever? I'm like, no, we were, having like a heated conversation. I'm like, an argument. Great. Well, that can be healthy. If you've never had a disagreement, or a heated one in particular, with a partner or a good friend, have you even tested the relationship? And with this, I, as you've probably noticed, do not particularly comment about situations in the world where conflict or war is happening. And when they call a war a conflict or a military engagement of some sort conflict, I'm like, you're using the widest lens on that rather than getting articulate. And as I look around here, and I've had a couple people comment recently that, this place could use some work to get it up for at least winterizing, if not prep for next year, to which I thoroughly agree with. I noticed in myself this thing of, I want to use the right tools for the right job. And when we're experiencing conflict, a lot of times it's better communication and being open to listening to the other people's points of view and perspectives, and being open to change how we're going about things. And with the farm here, I'm waiting for the tractor to be fixed. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I'm in a bog. There's like a big ponds back that way, and there's a lake a little bit further back, and then there's a creek that runs right along the edge there. This place completely floods. Complete's a strong word, but in certain moments of deluge, it does. And that could be a conflict. And it's all about the approach. And my approach is accept a lot of things as they are. And one of those things I like to consider is the notion of what are my spheres of control versus influence versus concern? And, I certainly have a concern when there's conflicts in the world. But my area of influence is not out there. And nor is my sphere of control there. And therefore, it doesn't actually serve me or anyone in my life to get too involved in that, which is why I don't particularly comment around it here. Now, as you can, maybe I'll walk back there a little so you can see it if this is your first time here. There's this wonderful area. It's actually hard for me to see here, but I think I'm pointing it out. You can see there's grass on both sides, and then there's this clear zone where some of that black tarp that's over there had been put down, and a bunch of materials were on it. And the idea is I get the tractor back here, I mow it all down, we recover it so that it's usable for next year in a really clean and concise way. Now those materials were supposed to go on the back side of this building over there, where there's a bunch of lumber rack and other stuff like that. And as you can see here, the wood got put here, which I'm a bit like, that's not where it's supposed to go. And when I look into my greenhouse, it's all covered with all kinds of things, which is not how it's supposed to be. And neither of these things need to be conflict. At the same point, it's what you make it. In terms of, you could have a conversation about that and just be like, hey, this didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. Could you please correct that? Could you make it right? Could you fix it? And if that goes well, there's no conflict there. It's not even a disagreement at that point. And other pieces with that are like, you know, being able to have those conversations, or whatever they might be, make a big difference in the way in which things do get done. So here I'm on the back side. You can see the not overly well organized supplies there. That's where that wood stuff needs to go. And maybe people just forgot. It's hard to know. I don't want to presume anything other than the notion of I get to have a conversation. And just like I conversed with my wife about the greenhouse space, and she wants to do a bunch of cucumbers in there, and I was like, I think you really need to organize that, because I'm trying to manage these other things like getting this tractor fixed, which isn't even my tractor, but people are generous and letting it get used down here. But I don't know if that's going to happen before our seasonal deluge, which I love this term, atmospheric river. And technically, we're due for one of those this weekend. And if that happens, it's possible that the ground won't recover in time to get down there and actually make it happen for prepping it for next year, which would be a little bit sad, and also just what it is. And you got to be able to roll with that sometimes. So that's why, if you've been wondering, the farm looks like it does. The tractor just keeps being down. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, I wanted to send a shout out to all the people who are sending me messages about paintings. You might see my recent video where I go over them. I've been having this offer up that if you want a painting, send me an email. There'll be my email in the description of the video here. And let me know that you're interested in, at least give me your zip code so I have an idea of, like, I can figure out how much shipping will be, because that's what I'm really asking for. And if you watch that video and you want a particular painting, feel free to let me know and offer me a price on it. I had one person do that. I sent them a invoice for it, so we'll see if that all goes through. That's pretty exciting, because any of the money that gets raised from this is going to go into my creative projects. So pretty excited about that. And thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for liking the video here. Thanks for living your life. I mean, seriously, that's part of why I do this, along with feeling like I get to connect with people who are in my life but at a distance. And it's by all of us living our life and doing the things that make us feel alive that brings me greater joy in my own life. So with that, I hope you're doing great out there and have too much fun.